Let's start. This webinar is about the issue list edit, or inline edit issue list, sorry, plugin, and the UX upgrade plugin. These are two plugins which work together, obviously, as any RedmineX plugin does. And I'm going to show you what may not be obvious on first sight, right? I'm going to show you all the features of the inline edit issue list plugin, but I'm going to show you some use cases where it might be obvious, you know, to that it helps you with these kind of features. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's dig in. So the first plugin to showcase is the inline edit, as I've already announced, which in its essence replaces the issue list. So the URL doesn't really change, but if installed properly, you will see that the issue list is a little different than you're used to. If I stretch this window to the max, you can see that it's a little different. Here's a new input which didn't used to be there. The filters and options, depending obviously on the theme you're using, are still there, but depending on the theme they're visible or not. It depends. This plugin is of course compatible with any theme that is compatible with the previous issue list, which I guess all of them are. And if you hover over the subject, you will see a small edit icon, and this will show you that you're actually looking at the inline edit, not the standard Redmine issue list. Another thing that will give it away is the addition of this small edit icon, which we call the quick edit icon, and this way you will see that that everything is installed properly. So first feature I would like to show you is the change of priority within a project or across projects. Okay, so this view is the global issues at this URL, and if you go to any project pretty much you will see the same view but just the respective tasks. So first kind of scenario, if you want to change a priority really quickly, previously you would have to go to the task and click the edit and then change the priority to high. Imagine you have 10 tasks to change. That's a nightmare, right? So like this, you can change the priorities to low if something happens within the project, you know, something, the priorities change basically, and something becomes critical, something becomes urgent, and something becomes just normal or from urgent to low. And this way, I just changed everything in 10 seconds. It would take a lot more time in the standard issue list. Obviously, you're not going to be in awe if we're talking a difference like 10 seconds or one minute, right? It doesn't save much time. But remember that a project manager operates within the project management system such as Redmine all day, every day, you know, and at the end of the day, it kind of adds up. If you save a second here and there, at the end of the day, it's going to be minutes. At the end of the month, it's going to be hours, maybe even days. So every little feature that helps save time is obviously a plus here. So another feature. What would you do if you wanted to search in Redmine for any kind of tasks? You would go here, right? You would type, for example, SEO, and you would search a task, or here obviously you can change from other entities, and that's the result. So reporting, then you go into the task and you can edit everything, right? But here in the, let's go to the global tasks, so we have all of them there. You just type in SEO, or you just type sub. So if you want to go and search for a subtask that has this kind of subject, obviously. This tool searches just within the subject, not within the whole task. So it's like the very quick kind of a search. This search will obviously give you much more detailed results. But again, if you have a lot of data, you will need to sort through that data in order to get a result. Yeah, that's the search feature. There's a clear button. So anything you wanna search, it doesn't have to be on the page. It searches the whole arsenal of tasks. You can see that the roof task is on the second page, and if I go to the first page, and sorry, I'm gonna confirm I'm on the first, yeah, and I search roof. I'm sorry, misspelled that. You see that we get to the task very quickly. So this is the search. For me personally, it's a lifesaver and time saver because I use it all day, every day. Okay, so now imagine we have a scenario. Someone is sick, okay? The project is in progress. You need to deliver, okay? And someone gets sick. Not an unusual scenario, right? So I will go to the IT company where I have all the data, and imagine that Julia Roberts, in this case, is sick and she cannot deliver. That's a problem, right? Here she has like 3 tasks, so it's not really a bother. But imagine it's an important person with 10 or plus 20, maybe even tasks on themselves, and what you would do is open each and every task, click edit, and change the assignee from Julia to someone else. Well, right now you have the inline edit issue list, so let's just do it like this. Why not? You can change it to anyone, and if there is a long list of project members, which sometimes happens, and they have similar names, you have this select to. So you just type in Brad, and that's that. So you have the power of the select to JavaScript plugin as well within the inline issue edit list plugin. This is very quick, very handy, very convenient. The next feature I want to show you is best seen on the global tasks, because I'm gonna add all the columns that are available, and this is going to create a really huge table. You can scroll with your mouse if you have such a feature on your mouse, like a horizontal scroll, or you can use the horizontal scroll bar and get all the data you need. As of right now, a lot of the data is not filled in, so you don't see really anything. But this way you can have, if you need like a huge table that you can scroll horizontally, which there is no other way, getting around this kind of feature within a table. But it'll give you, quick access to everything. So another feature. Okay, if you want to change a project, so for example, you made a mistake, you saved a task within a different project than you wanted, and you want to just change the project, right? So again, in the previous issue list, you would have to go inside and change the project. Here within the project select. As of right now, you just click the project, obviously not the task, and move it. That's it, basically, just like that. If you make a mistake within the task subject, so it's as easy as that. I'm going to show you this feature within the issue tree, which is right here, and all the tasks are neatly organized under the parent task. This is the parent, these are the children. And as you can see, there's a mistake in the subject. Again, in the old issue list, you would have to go here. If you don't have the inline edit, I mean the other one, which is on the task detail, you would have to click edit and change the subject. Not anymore. It's as simple as that. You just delete, add, change anything, and that's pretty much it. You just you can save it several ways. You can either click away, or you can press enter, works too, or you can press tab, which will ultimately jump onto the next cell, but it'll also save the previous one. Now that we're here, this is an important feature that may not be obvious at first sight. You can use a tab to navigate across the row, and you can use Shift tab to navigate backwards. So now you can see my mouse is here. I'm not doing anything with my mouse because obviously you can't see my keyboard. But right now I'm pressing Shift and tab, and now I'm pressing just a tab and moving forward, which is really handy when you just want to quickly edit a lot of things within one task, and it may be even quicker than going into the issue detail. It depends on your current workflow, obviously. So that's that. Next feature. Percentage done. Let me change the view to a little more organized. So I'm gonna get rid of these, and I'm gonna add the start date next to the due date. Yeah, so it makes sense. And I'm gonna add the percentage done here because I want to show you something with the percentage done. Okay, just like that. So we're still within the tree, and you can see that as of right now, within the current Redmine settings, the percentage done of the parent is calculated from the percentage done of the children. So when I change something on a child or within a child, just take a look at the parent. It'll change automatically as well. You see that? And if I change that back, it changes back. So everything that's possible in Redmine, or what Redmine lets you do, is possible within the inline edit issue list. Now I'm gonna switch the behavior of the percentage done, which is here in the task settings. So if that was quick, I'm in the admin, and I'm within the task settings here in settings. And there's an option, calculate the task done ratio with use the task field, which is currently set, or we can use the task status, meaning you can tie a task status, typically like a completed status, to 100%, for example. Right? And when I save it and I refresh it, you will see that these percentage done fields are still available. However, you cannot edit them. If I go into the task detail, there is no way to edit the percentage done because it's not there, right? Because it's tied to a status, to a closed one in this case. So what happens with the issue list? It gives you a warning right here that the operation is just not permitted, right? So if you see something like that, operation is not permitted, most likely you are not permitted to do that within Redmine anyways. It's not usually us preventing you from doing something, it's usually Redmine. So that's what I wanted to show you. Next feature. You all know that based on your settings in Redmine, the start date of the parent depends on the start date or the first date of the child tasks. So if I changed the start date of a child task, the parent is supposed to change as well. So I'm going to change this to something obvious like the 5th, and just watch for the September 11th to change to the 5th as well at the parent, right? And the same happens when you change the due date of any tasks to, for example, the 29th, and you see that just watch for this date, it'll change as well to the 29th, because the parent is defined by its children. So this feature is also available within the inline edit issue list. And as of right now, I would like to show you something within a project, and it's a project called New Website. Okay, so we have 10, maybe 14 tasks here, and imagine that for any reason your project gets postponed by a month. I don't know, by 2 months. It doesn't really matter. It happens all the time. You know, the client just stops it, says, you know, we have some urgent matter going on, and we need to start 1 month later. In standard Redmine, this is a true nightmare, because you have to go open each and every task, right, and change the date. I'm gonna just open one of the tasks in a tab. Change the date from, oh shoot, I coincidentally opened the subtask, so sorry. And change the start date from May, I don't know, to June, for example. And you also have to change the due date, because obviously the tasks has some kind of duration. So this is really, you know, uncomfortable, cumbersome. It really takes a lot of time. Within the inline edit issue list, it's a little easier when you add the start date and due date. And like this, you can pretty much change anything here, start date, due date, and it's much quicker. But still, you know, not really handy, because you will spend a lot of time. So I will show you one feature that was not within the contents of our webinar, but I just thought of that before the webinar, that actually this might happen, you know, in a lot of cases. And even if you're not using the Gantt chart in general, there's a feature within our RedmineX interactive Gantt chart that can do this for you in just a heartbeat. Like that. Boom. You can move the whole project into the future, into the past, if that makes sense, pretty much anywhere, and you can save it, and it's like 1 month, no problem. Move, boom, save. All the dates, all the relations, all the start dates, due dates, everything gets postponed by the particular period of time. In this case, it was several months. So like this, I just wanted to show you very quickly a feature of the Gantt chart. Even if you're not a fan of the Gantt chart, even if you're not using the Gantt chart, this single feature is a true lifesaver if you have it. And I believe it's worth buying, even if you don't use the Gantt chart in general. So that's that. And if I go back to the inline added issue list, the last feature, well, maybe it's not a feature really, but the last thing I wanted to show you is that what you're used to is still there. So For example, the context menu, we made it happen. It's still there. If you want to edit multiple tasks at once, this view is also possible as well. If you want to save something, as a query, this view is still available. You can save the queries and they will appear here as you're used to. You can export anything to these formats. You can use the pagination. You know, all the features that you're used to are still there. So in the newsletter I sent you, the claim was I'm going to show you 5 killer features of the inline edit issue list. So let's recap, okay? So the first feature is inline editing. Inline edit anything quickly, easily, just like this. Then there's the issue search or the subject search. So if you want to search for SEO or anything else, or the roof project, sorry, my mistake, you can do it pretty quickly like that. That's the second killer feature. The third one is the issue tree. If you remember, the issue tree in Redmine is not that obvious, you know. It's the children are scattered across the table. Here they are aggregated under the parent, and everything works like a charm. You can see what is a parent and what is a child. Absolutely no problem with that. That's, to me, is a killer feature. Then we have priorities. If you don't have the UX upgrade plugin, you cannot edit the priorities. You just have to go with what we've chosen for you. But still, it's better to have the priority visual in any kind of way than have it just blank as most Redmine standard themes do. I mean, the third-party themes introduce priorities, some of them, but standard Redmine theme doesn't really work with priority colors. So that's that. And the last killer feature are the avatars, which are tied to a local avatars plugin. So if you have that kind of plugin, I'm going to show you. Redmine local avatars plugin, that's the one. And if you have this plugin, you can go into the user list and click any user, and you upload the avatar right here. And that's what appears on the task list within the inline edit issue list plugin. So that was the inline edit issue list plugin and the various use cases. As of right now, we are 30 minutes in, and I'm going to show you a couple of features that may be hidden to you within the UX upgrade plugin. The UX upgrade plugin, as you probably already know, adds these neat features like the vertical menu, this new entity button, as we call it, so you can access the new task link from anywhere in Redmine. So for example, if you're in the administration in standard Redmine, no chance you would be able to create a new tasks. Here, just boom, new tasks, just like this, right? So these are the features you probably know, but these are the features that may not be that obvious. I'm gonna just recap the features that are connected to the images, because one time I got a question how to change the logo. So just in case, if you want to change the logo, the plugin has a lot of well, not a lot, but just like a few settings you can make use of. And one of these is the logo image change. So for example, if you want to upload your logo, I chose a Nike logo in this case, you can do so like this. If you want to change the login images, as of right now, there's a beautiful picture of Night Prague, Czechia, which is fine, but if you're from Berlin or anywhere else, it might not be that appealing to you. So we made it happen so that you can change the login images as well, and we have two sizes. I'm not gonna show you because I don't have two sizes as of right now, but you can define the desktop image, which is usually around 2000 pixels and takes longer obviously to load, and then you can change a smaller image for the mobile view where it'll load much faster. So these two images, the reason is the load speed. So just like that, you can change the login images. Then then you have to deal with cache, obviously, so I'm going to hard reset that, and you can see the office even on mobile, just like that. If you have a small enough resolution, like a really small laptop for example, it may happen that the first image that loads is the mobile one, so you will be wondering, why do I still see the same Prague image if I change that? The reason is that you have a small resolution and the mobile image just kicked in, and you have to upload both of these images. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have a sip of water. So these are the images and logos you can change, which is really handy, especially when you want to brand your Redmine with your logo, which is a very common requirement, or has been. That's why we did that. And just like that, you can make use of any of these settings. So for example, you can show or hide the time lock in the menu, and you can set the number of visible project menu items. So as of right now, if you go into a project, there are some items, and then there is a drop down, so it's not cluttered all the way to the end of the screen. So if you want to change this to 2, for example, just for the sake of the demonstration, there are going to be 2 items, and the rest is going to be hidden. And most likely you will like to extend that to, for example, 16 if you're operating with a lot of plugins. And just like that, it'll stretch, and the drop down is here. As you can see, there's not enough space for the settings, so it would probably, for this resolution, it would be wise to change it to 15 or 14. We'll see. Yeah, 15 is just fine, and the rest is hidden here. So that's a feature that may not come as obvious. The next one is hidden in the lorem ipsum task, which I'm gonna search just like that, so I can show you the search again. And imagine a scenario. Typically it happens when you have some kind of help desk plugin installed, and a client of yours writes an email, and writes a terribly long email, you know, with bullet points, stuff like that, a lot of images, blah blah blah, and you don't really know where the journal or the history starts, because you may have the same set of bullet points within the history. You will just scroll like crazy, and you will not be able to find this because it's not that visible. So for these purposes, we added a very simple anchor link, basically, but it's a lifesaver if you want to just scroll to the history and see the last update. So just like that, it scrolls through the description, bang, and it lands on the history, and you can start reading the last post. Okay, so next one are the attachments. I uploaded a lot of attachments here, and if you remember how it's done in Redmine without the UX upgrade plugin, the attachments are all visible, and they're not sorted from the last, but from the first. So here, the first one will be the first uploaded, and here at the bottom, this is going to be the last uploaded, which is not really handy, you know? So that's why we added like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attachments. There are 7 last attachments that are visible, and then you can expand it and see all of them. But most importantly, the last uploaded, which is this one, I uploaded this one in at 12:51. These are 12:50, and there's a note that this is the last one. It's at the top, which makes a lot of sense. So this is also the feature of the UX upgrade plugin. And back to the priorities that are kind of tied to the inline edit issue list. If you have this UX upgrade plugin, you can go into enumerations where the priorities are, and you can change the color from the color set, for example, for the low priority to blue, so it's most obvious. And if you go back, all the low priorities are blue. So this is a very handy feature of the UX upgrade plugin, and it's tied and it also works in the inline edit plugin. Next feature of the UX upgrade plugin is the project info that previously was not there. And just like that, you can see some basic information, right? We have the additionals plugin, so we can move things around like that. This is not us, that's the additionals plugin. But if you add the standard content, you will see a strange module that you haven't seen previously. That's the feature of the UX upgrade plugin, and it basically just takes information from the database, informations that are known, but are not displayed or aggregated anywhere. So it's the project completion by spent time, in this case 7%, project completion by percentage done, project start date, which is ultimately the start date of the first task, and this project end is the end date of the last task. The estimated time is the sum of all tasks, and the time log is obviously the sum of all time logs. So this is a very handy kind of module, project overview module, where you can quickly, as managers, you can quickly go and see a lot of handy information. And the last feature I wanted to show you was the My Page, which, if there are a lot of modules, it can get cluttered, right? So that's why we added this collapse expand button, and you can pretty much collapse expand anything. I was talking about the collapse expand feature. So just like that, you can obviously move the modules as you're used to in standard Redmine. But here's another enhancement. Previously, you could only see 10 tasks within a module on My Page. As of right now, if you click the cog icon, you can increase the number of tasks up to 50, which might be really handy, not even for managers, but even for regular employees, any kind of user pretty much. This is very handy, and the goal really is for your employees not to leave My Page at all, because it can aggregate all the necessary information anyone needs. As of right now, we're done in terms of the UX upgrade plugin. But the last thing I want to show you, because I already see 2 Agile Board modules here, is the Agile Board, which is an extension of the Redmine app. Agile, so you have to have the Redmine app, either free or Pro version. But the cool feature here is that if you have the Pro version, which currently we don't have in the demo, you can display 2 Agile boards, which is not really a standard way to display an Agile board, because an Agile board is tied to a particular project. But using these My Page modules, you can actually display boards from two projects. And if you have a large enough monitor, obviously you can have them side by side, which might be handy for some managers. So this is like a very quick feature that was not on the list. So that's that. I went through all the features that I wanted to show you regarding the inline edit issue list and regarding the UX upgrade. And I'm gonna stop presenting. So thanks for joining in and have a great Christmas vacations. If you need anything, just contact me directly or use our support forum, which is on our website, and you can pretty much file anything there, a bug report, a question, whatever. Someone's going to take care of you. And Merry Christmas to you all. Bye-bye.